Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another SLG Meetup. Excited to bring you a very interesting topic. Today we're going to be talking about yachts, and not every yacht in the world. It's going to be about the Riva yachts. And for that, we have the CMO of Bellini Nautica. Her name is Martina Bellini, and she's going to be telling us all about what they're doing. They are specializing in Riva vintage restoration, sell yachts, and Riva vintage. And they have the most complete Riva vintage collection in the world, including the Riva Lamborghini. I'm a big fan of yachts. I actually was in Croatia taking one of those Riva yachts through the whole coast, and I fell in love with it. So I'm a big believer that this brand is something very unique, and for that we're going to have the CMO herself telling us all about her projects and everything that they are doing behind this brand. Martina, ciao.
How are you?
Good, and you?
Fine, thank you.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks to you and for the opportunity, and thank you also for the really good introduction.
Now, of course.
The best introduction ever, I have to say.
Well, listen, the best introduction for the best person right here. And I was gonna say, why don't we do this while you're in the Riva yacht? But obviously, maybe the signal was not gonna be as good. But tell us what's happening. This is a family-owned business since 1960, and everything that you've done is all Riva related. Huge fan of the brand. Tell us about what is it that Bellini Nautica is doing.
Yes, of course. Well, actually, as you said, our company born in 1960 with my grandfather, actually. And my grandfather died very young, but we born as a boat builder. So my grandfather started to build wooden boats. But when he died very young, when my father was 16, he told to my father to stop with the production, but only to keep going with the restoration of Riva vintage boat. So today we are actually leader in the restoration of these amazing jewels of the Nautica world. And we are leader in the trading of these vintage Rivas. Mm-hmm. Anyway, on the other hand, we have actually other core business that are related to the new yachts. Actually, we trade new and second-hand yachts, and we have two harbor in Italy that we use to the storage and for the refitting. Mm-hmm. But for example, now we are in our vintage Riva collection.
I love it. So we're going to have a little insight on what's happening behind the scenes.
So this is our private collection that my father started when he was 16. And actually he bought this boat that was from 1950, the yellow one.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Beautiful.
And this boat had, at the time, a very low price because it was the period of the fiberglass boat. So my father started to buy this boat only for passion. And just like 10 years ago, we decided to collect all the boats in this collection and to open to the public.
How much will that boat go for now?
Depends on the model, actually. For example, if we speak about the iconic model, that is the Riva Aquarama, and is the one behind me, not the yellow one, the other one, is between 400,000 till 800,000 euros.
Okay, wow. So let's back it up a little bit, because I'm sure a lot of people that are in the luxury space or that are big yacht fans, they know about Riva, but some others might only have heard a bit about it. Tell us about why Riva, the brand itself, is so unique and is the jewelry of the ocean.
Yes, actually, the engineer Carlo Riva was, I have to say, a genius, and in particular with this boat in wood, they became so famous. In fact, we see a lot of films and a lot of celebrities, also in the past, but till today, that use this kind of boat because he took inspiration from obviously the Italian design, but also the performances of the US engines, for example. In fact, these boats in wood that are no more in production since 1996, they all have US engines. So the performance is very high. If you speak about like the Aquarama, we have General Motor engines. And they became famous because of the line that is very impressive, is much more elegant than all the other models of the same, for example, if you speak at the same target and the dimension, these are much more elegant and fascinating,
Gotcha.
we have to say. Now, today, the Riva company only produce boat in fiberglass, and these boats are no more in production. For this reason, we only have the restoration of the wooden ones.
Got it. So, and is there a lot of demand for it? How many of those
Yes.
yachts are out there?
Well, it's difficult to say because these boats are not registered. So there is no like a book where we have the transaction like in the wider yachts. So it is it's difficult to say. We know that were produced 4,000 boats in wood. And for example, of the Aquaramas, there are still on the market like 40 boats. Is not a lot. So the scarcity obviously increase the value every year.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And do you get clientele from all over the world, or is there a particular region?
Yeah,
Yes.
in particular from Europe, we have a lot of clients that came from UK, France, German, Holland, Netherlands, and Italy, obviously. And we have some from US and the Emirates.
The Emirates, okay, got you. Now, what makes Bellini Nautica so interesting as well is the collaborations that you're doing, right? I saw with Romeo Brito you were doing some incorporation into these boats. So tell us about that.
Yes, actually, the project born 2 years ago, actually before the COVID, and we started with the idea to create something that can be and in the middle from the vintage Riva soul, the classic soul of this boat, and the modernity of these artists that are all street and pop artists. And the first collaboration we did was with Mr. Brainwash, that is this US painter that he's born in France, but he lives in LA. And what we did was to send to the artist the upholstery of the boat, and he customized the upholstery, and then he sent back us the upholstery completely personalized with his creation, and then we did all the restoration parts to build that.
Very
we
cool.
create the first actually unique pieces because it's a Riva Aquarama, but is an only piece in the world. And the same we did this year with Romero Brito, with this boat that you see here.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Yes, maybe
Nice.
I can show you better.
Yeah, definitely.
It's very particular, actually.
Very particular, yes.
Romero Brito is from Miami, and this was the reason why we choose also these artists also to enter in the market, actually.
No, very nice. And do you believe, since you are also in the marketing side, that these are great ways to enter a market, to expand your exposure and brand, or what's the reason really behind these collaborations?
Yes, the reason is also to approach also the new generation and a new audience, because we are very linked to art, and also these both are really piece of arts. And so one of the main reasons was to catch this kind of audience too.
So what's been the most difficult, I guess, experience that you faced throughout this career? And what's the biggest lesson?
In terms of the collaboration, do you mean?
No, in terms of the business. Obviously, you're working on a very particular niche audience with a very particular product. So what's been kind of like the biggest obstacle and what you've learned from it?
Well, I have to say the requests by the clients, because
Yeah.
actually they are all high and ultra high net worth individuals, and they try always to change maybe something in the boat. In terms of instrumentation and engines and so on. So our aim when we restore a boat, I don't speak about collaboration, but when we restore a boat, we always suggest to the client to keep the originality of the boat. So the same feature that the boat have had when she is born.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the most the most difficult challenge to match the needs and the willing of the customers.
Totally. Okay, I understand. Well, I mean, we're talking about very unique product and very, very special for certain high net worth individuals. So, yeah, I'm sure it's an interesting way of dealing with it. Now, obviously, you're dealing with a very luxurious product, and as you said, there is scarcity on it. But the word luxury, it comes in so many different shapes and forms. It might mean something emotional, it might be something attached to products. But what is luxury to you?
Actually, for us in the company, luxury means customer care, because for us the main important asset are our clients, and what we sell before a boat is an experience, an emotion. So
Got
you
it.
buy like a new Ferrari only for the car itself. You buy the emotion to belong to this community, to this world, okay? And so for us is very important to create around a very luxury experience in terms of engagement and the service for the clients.
Mm-hmm. I love that. So, are we going to see some of these experiences in Miami?
Maybe, why not?
Hey, come on. Time to bring it over here. There is a lot of demand for those type of
I would
boats in
love,
here, and definitely Miami is built for it.
yes, I would love also to come to the Art Basel in Miami. I think that is really interesting.
Oh, yes. Hmm. Absolutely. Go with those Riva, yacht, Romeo Brito collaboration here in in the Bay. That would be amazing. I love it. So, can you hear me? I think the
Yeah,
internet is breaking up a little bit. You hear me well?
yes.
Okay, perfect. Well, look, I know you're busy, Martina, and just wanted to wrap it up by saying what has been one of your biggest takeaways from your entire career that you would like to share, something that has helped you grow as a person.
I would love to link again to the importance of the people, because the people are the company itself. And also when you sell something that is very luxury, you have to focus always on the people that surround you in terms of
Hmm.
employees and in terms of customers. And this is the most takeaway for me, the most important, because when you lose the focus and when you lose the importance that you give to the people that made actually your business, you lose
Hmm.
everything. And I think that is the lesson that is the most important by my side.
Very well, very well. Well, I appreciate your insight. Thank you so much for sharing not only a great story, but also the behind the scenes so that we got to see a sneak peek on the boats you have there. Is there anything else that you would like to share before we wrap this up?
If you want, I can share you very quickly our restoration factory,
Yeah, I would
where
love to see it.
hands are working. Maybe you will hear some noise, but I ran downstairs and I will show you very quickly everything. So here you can see some vintage Riva paintings, and then here we go.
Where the magic happens.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Here you can see the mahogany that we use for the restoration, and here.
Wow.
It's a very meticulous work, I have to say.
I love it.
So here is Romano Bellini, that is my father and the president. So
Hi, father.
sometimes the boat came here like this, in
Oh,
a very,
really?
very bad condition. And
Yes.
our goal is to give a new life to these boats.
It's incredible. I love it. You know, giving continuation to the magic of these boats.
Yeah.
Very beautiful and such a very interesting work that you guys do. So congratulations. I think that
Thank
you're basically carrying on the history of something so unique that instead of switching into a new era with fiber optic and all these different things, you guys are sticking to the tradition, sticking to the history,
Yeah.
sticking to the actual quality of what the brand was all about, and you're creating that community. So very well done. I appreciate you showing the insights of it. I will share with you a video. I was, lucky enough to be driving one of these beautiful boats in Croatia, and I literally felt like James Bond. It was such a beautiful feeling.
Yeah.
So
I can imagine.
I understand why you're doing it, because it's not just the product, it's the experience that comes with it, it's the emotion that you feel once you are in one of these boats. So yeah, big fan of what you guys are doing. Congratulations once again. I'll make sure that everybody that is watching or listening to this, please follow Bellini Nautica, see what they're doing. It's fantastic work. And once
Yeah.
again, I
Thank you.
appreciate
You
it,
are all
Martina.
invited to our company in Iseo Lake and to
Oh,
see the
I would love
collection.
to. Yes, I told you I'll be heading to Italy. Well, Capri maybe end of the month. If not, it's going to be Venice in September, which will be close enough to go visit.
Perfect. Wait for you.
All right, sounds good. Otherwise, we'll see each other in Miami. Thanks again, Martina.
Exactly. Thank you, Alvaro.
Bye, ciao.